What's good, y'all? L Famous, living my life, not thinking about it twice. Don't be scared to like, subscribe, or share this dope content if you like it, you heard? Let's get it, man. Yeah, let's get it. Now this joint right here is called Larry Davis vs. Blue Boy. Yeah, man. Larry Davis vs. Blue Boy. You know what I'm saying? Now, this ain't about no black or no Spanish. You know what I'm saying? This ain't about no black or no white. You know what I'm saying? This ain't about no Bloods and no Crips. You heard? This is about Larry Davis versus Blue Boy. Yeah, man. Larry Davis versus Blue Boy, man. Everybody is happy that, that Blue Boy killed Larry Davis. You know what I'm saying? When you look at the Vlad TV interview, the dude Vlad is happy to interview Blue Boy and put out there that, Blue Boy killed Larry Davis. You know what I'm saying? And he claimed that he didn't know nothing about Blue Boy, you heard? And it was a reason why he didn't know nothing about Blue Boy, because Blue Boy is a jailhouse dude. You know what I'm saying? Blue Boy is a dude that grew up in prison. You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? And what did Blue Boy go to prison for? He went to prison for killing a man. You heard? Killing a man. You heard? And what Larry Davis went to prison for? Shooting at cops. You understand what I'm saying? Popping cops up. You know what I'm saying? Now, we're gonna start with Larry Davis, right? You know what I'm saying? Let's jump straight to the joint. Dudes got a big problem with Larry Davis selling drugs for the police, right? And as they should, you heard? But let's take a look at what the police was about back in the days. You know what I'm saying? Back in my hood, back in the days and around when I was growing up, you had this police called Crazy Joe. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Crazy Joe, man. This dude used to be running around the hood, beating dudes up, doing whatever he wanted to do to dudes. You know what I'm saying? The reason why I was familiar with Crazy Joe, and I was only like 7 or 8 years old when I was familiar with Crazy Joe. And you know why I was familiar with Crazy Joe? Because Crazy Joe kicked my mother in the stomach. You heard? Yeah, B. I remember my mother getting locked up one time with her boyfriend, you heard, for robbery. And she came home and she said Crazy Joe kicked her in the stomach. You heard? And my mother was pregnant. Yeah, man. That's the type of shit Crazy Joe was doing. You heard? You know what I'm saying? So, if you really look back in the days, Larry Davis was scared to death of that dude Crazy Joe. Yeah, man. Crazy Joe had a lot of dudes scared. You know what I'm saying? Crazy Joe had a lot of dudes scared, man. Back in those days, man, the cops used to treat dudes foul, you heard? Not only used to beat dudes up, they used to try to kill dudes, you heard? You know what I'm saying? They used to try to run down on you and kill you, you heard? Cops were so corrupt back in those days, they'll catch you with a gun and they'll take the gun off you and tell you to keep walking, smack you up and take your gun, you heard? You know what I'm saying? Won't even charge you, you heard? When they caught you doing something that they ain't want you doing, like boom, boom, they'll drive you all the way out of your neighborhood, all the way to 7 different neighborhoods over. You understand what I'm saying? Let you out the car and make you have to walk home. You know what I'm saying? Cops used to do a lot of foul stuff back then. They ain't hesitate to put their hands on people. You heard? When they jumped out them cars and they told you to get on that wall, if you ain't get on that wall, they was beating you up. I remember a cop put his gun to my neck like this. And he had his gun to my neck so hard that when he took his gun off my neck, I had the whelp of the barrel on my neck. And I was only 12 years old when that happened. 12 years old when that happened. It happened in front of 166. You heard? Cop jumped out on us, talk about it was a call that we had a gun, and he pulled out a gun, had a gun in my neck, and he was like, "Don't move," had me on the wall and all that. And he had the gun so much in my neck. When he took the gun off my neck, I had a round whelp of the barrel on my neck. And I remember showing my friend Mother, and my friend Mother was mad because she was like, "You could get a lawsuit for that. You could get a lawsuit for that." You know what I'm saying? But you know, my grandma and them ain't really come from that type of world, you know what I'm saying? Of filing lawsuits and all that, you heard? Now, dudes try to come, they try to murder Larry Davis, right? He busted the cops, you know what I'm saying? He went to trial, you heard? Boom. He beat the joint with the cops, but then they tried to charge him with 3 or 4 attempt murders, murders. You understand what I'm saying? They tried to charge him with mad murders. You know what I'm saying? And that ain't work. You heard? You know what I'm saying? So boom, they like this lawyer said, they was gonna get him one way or another. You heard? They had stacked him up with too many cases, so he wasn't getting around that. And how did they get cases back in those days? Those days they just put cases on you. If they knew somebody had a shootout uptown somewhere, all they had to do was get a crackhead to say that he seen you do it. And they was doing that a lot. They was going in the neighborhood, picking out the weakest, most vulnerable crackhead, and they was getting that crackhead to lie and tell on dudes, you heard? For bodies and murders and all kind of stuff, you heard? That's how they was getting dudes locked up for crimes they didn't commit. You know what I'm saying? So they did that to Larry. They framed him, you heard? They threw mad charges on him. They was like, man, you ain't gonna beat none of this, you heard? And he wound up getting found guilty of the gun and something else, you heard? So now he up north. Now, as I know it, Larry Davis walked into jail, he was on his feet. That famous picture when they escort him out the building with that V-bomb on, he got that leather V-bomb on, you know what I'm saying? That famous picture? Yeah, B. He was on his feet. Larry was perfectly healthy. Next thing you know, you started seeing videos and pictures of Larry being in a wheelchair. You heard? Larry being in a wheelchair. You heard? So I'm pretty sure they didn't have Larry in regular population. You heard? I'm pretty sure they had him in high classification. You heard? You know what I'm saying? So when they got you separated from people, it's easy for them to thump on you. It's easy for them to beat on you. How did he become in a wheelchair? How did he get in a wheelchair? Because the police must have been beating him up. Police was beating him up, man. Come on, man. They put that dude in a wheelchair, B. You know what I'm saying? Especially back in the 80s when nobody cared about no criminal, especially no cop shooter. You know what I'm saying? Not no dude that shoot cops. You know what I'm saying? Where was Blue Boy back in those days in 86 when Larry Davis shot up the cops? Blue Boy was already in jail because I believe Blue Boy caught his bid in 83. You know what I'm saying? So he was probably just about to go up north when Larry came through or whatever. You heard? Or up north already. You know what I'm saying? So now Blue Boy is a jailhouse nigga. Larry Davis is going through a whole bunch of stuff with the police and his crimes and his charges and all that. You heard? Who knows how long Larry Davis was down there on the island fighting all his cases. You heard? So now, Larry Davis is up north. You heard? When I was up north with Larry Davis, like I told you, you only heard bad stuff from prisoners. You heard? You only heard bad stuff from prisoners. I never heard the police messing with Larry Davis up north. I always heard prisoners like, yo, fuck that nigga Larry Davis. That nigga's a sucker. That nigga's this. That nigga's that. I met a lot of bug outs in jail. You heard? A lot. You know what I'm saying? So what type of bug out was Larry Davis? You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Them dudes, man. I don't trust none of them dudes, man. And like dudes will be like, oh, I don't fuck with Larry Davis, and he a real nigga. He bust that cops and survive that ordeal, whereas they'll big up dudes that got caught. Them niggas ain't put up no resistance. Them niggas wound up, they probably shot and killed another black man, another Spanish man. They would never pull a gun on a cop. But at the end of the day, these dudes is setting tone. You heard? I don't like Larry Davis. You mean to tell me he was that weird with dudes he didn't get along with dudes? He was that weird. Or maybe, who knows? He didn't trust nobody, man. being in that situation where cops trying to kill you. Come on, B. He know that the beat don't stop. The beat don't stop, man. Just because he got locked up don't mean the beat don't stop. They was trying to kill him by any means necessary. You heard? But when he was on the island, it seemed like the COs was doing him dirty. You heard? Then when he got up north, you know what I'm saying? The up north niggas, up north, they got a different routine. If they could get you done dirty by the prisoners, by your own people, they get you done dirty by your own people. So they made sure that he was listed as a bug out up there. But he wasn't no bug out like that, B. Because I wasn't hearing no crazy stories from Larry Davis. I wasn't hearing nothing crazy. I wasn't hearing nothing crazy. I only heard things crazy in one jail, Comstock. Larry Davis was all over. They said Larry Davis was in Attica before. Larry Davis was all over. You know what I'm saying? I ain't hear no crazy stories like that. I only heard crazy stories when he was in Attica. When he was in Comstock. And they was like bug out stories. So I'm not trying to defend Larry Davis, but what I'm trying to say is I'm not going to let these dudes try to tell me that Larry Davis was a bug out when I was up there, and I was up there with mad bug outs. And it's different ways that dudes be bugging out. So just because Larry Davis he didn't trust niggas and he didn't rock with niggas like that, that makes him have a bug out? No. A lot of them inmates and them dudes up there, they can't be trusted, man. They can't be trusted, man. A lot of them dudes is petty larceny criminals, you heard? They want to be put on high pedestals. They want to be looked upon like they killers and like they some rulers and all that. But them dudes is petty in prison, B. Them dudes is petty. Because when you go through their life, them niggas been in jail their whole life. They ain't never did nothing on the street. You heard? They been taken care of their whole life by somebody, by some family member, by some girl, by some bro, by some cousin. You understand what I'm saying? When did that person stand on their own 2 feet and really tear this life apart? You heard? I'm talking about tear this life apart out here, B. You know what I'm saying? Prove them crackers wrong. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas ain't doing that, B. You heard? A lot of them niggas grew up in jail, and them niggas is dependent ass niggas. You heard? Now, the nigga Blue Boy, he talking about, he got mad different reasons of why he killed Larry Davis. You know what I'm saying? Now, I listened to a lot of his interviews, you heard? And a lot of his interviews, he said in one interview, he said, they asked him about Larry Davis. He was like, yo, I was in the jail with him before, years ago, and a guard body brother stopped me from doing something to him or whatever. You heard? So I didn't like him since then. You heard? So the guard body dude told him, leave Larry Davis alone. You heard? Why did he tell you to leave Larry Davis alone? It was a reason why the guard body dude told Blue Boy, leave Larry Davis alone at that time. You understand what I'm saying? It was a reason. You know what I'm saying? But Blue Boy was like, all right, he left it alone because I guess that dude was strong. Like he said, he looked up to that dude. Like he said, he used to be guard body. So now, 20 years later, you land in a spot with Larry Davis when Larry Davis is crippled. Let's keep it real. Larry Davis wasn't 100. Larry Davis was running around with a cane. Larry Davis, we remember seeing Larry Davis being in a wheelchair and all that. So we know his legs and all that stuff wasn't 100. You know he was older. You know he probably had a cane. You know what I'm saying? So now, the story is Blue Boy stabbed Larry Davis because Larry Davis was taken up for a rape-o. I don't buy that story. I don't buy that story. Now, did Blue Boy kill Larry Davis for the police? No, I don't think so. I don't think Blue Boy killed Larry Davis for the police. I think Blue Boy killed Larry Davis for the clout of killing Larry Davis. Because Blue Boy is a clout chaser. You know what I'm saying? He's a clout chaser. Look how he said he turned Crip. You know what I'm saying? He said he just woke up one day You know what I'm saying? Even though he know all the top bloods, they his mans and all that, right? He just woke up one day and said, yo, I'm gonna turn Crip. You know what I'm saying? Come on, B. If that ain't clout chasing, I don't know what is. That's clout chasing, you heard? You know what I'm saying? You want to become a gang just to annoy another gang, you heard? Whereas you know all the top leaders of the other gang. So would you came Crip because you wanted to make some of them top leaders mad? You heard? You heard? Some of them same dudes that's bigging you up, that say that you the truth. You know what I'm saying? You just turned Crip out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Just woke up one day and say he wanted to be Crip. You heard? Which is all right, but why you want to be Crip? But hey, that's you. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Then that's another thing. Did you kill Larry Davis when you was Crip, or did you kill Larry Davis before you turned Crip? Because that means something too. You know what I'm saying? Because if you killed Larry Davis before you turned Crip, and then all of a sudden you just woke up one day and you wanted to become Crip, you know, what's up with that? You were scared of some repercussions of what could have happened for Larry Davis? Or was you Crip when you killed Larry Davis? Because now you Crip and you killing Larry Davis. Why you out of everybody up there? That's my thing about with the Blue Boy thing. Why did Blue Boy kill Larry Davis? That's why. That's the $1 million question. Why did Blue Boy kill Larry Davis? Out of all them guys up there, out of all them killer guys, out of all them dudes that want a name, you heard? Why didn't anybody that wanted a name say, yo, I'm gonna go kill this nigga Larry Davis so I can get my name up? You know what I'm saying? Why? I'ma tell you why. Blue Boy killed Larry Davis over the clout. He always probably looked at Larry Davis like a trophy. He said, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Get my name up off this nigga. He probably wasn't telling nobody that, but that's the type of mindset he got. You heard? Because I was up north with hundreds of killers. Dudes that caught jailhouse bodies. Dudes that stabbed dudes. You heard? Dudes that stabbed dudes over debts. Dudes that stabbed dudes over drugs. Dudes that stabbed dudes over this. Dudes that stabbed dudes over that. Like, come on, man. You talking about you killed Larry Davis because he was taken up for a rapo. So why the rapo ain't stabbed up? Did you stab the rapo up? Did the rapo get killed too? Like, if you was trying to kill a rapo, why you kill Larry Davis? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying it like, you know, like in defense of Larry Davis, but I'm just saying it like, why did you kill Larry Davis, man? If you was trying to get at a rapo. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Larry Davis jumped in the middle of it and hit me with his cane and all. Like, get out of here, man. I see through that story, man. You heard? So like I said, I'm not saying Blue Boy killed the Larry Davis for the police. He killed Larry Davis for clout. Rest in peace, Larry Davis, B. Rest in peace, Larry Davis, B. That's my word. He killed Larry Davis over clout. Yeah, Blue Boy, you killed Larry Davis over clout. Because you didn't kill that rapo. And the same clout that you was looking for that killed Larry Davis, the administration gave you a pass. They say, yo, this dude took out Larry Davis for us. And I heard a week before Larry Davis got murdered, American Gangster had just came to see him. I don't know how true that is, but I believe it. I heard that back then. that American Gangster came to see Larry Davis, and he was bragging about, like, yeah, I'm about to be on American Gangster, and y'all knew that Larry Davis was gonna use American Gangster to try to get out of jail. You heard? Because they was gonna have to let him go one day. And when the administration seen that Blue Boy killed Larry Davis, they say, yo, we gonna get this man a shot to go home, long as he could make it. And he turned Crip, and he got the fake blood shook. He got some of these blood niggas shook. What? The administration laid out the red carpet for that dude to go home, me? You heard? He suppressed a blood situation. You heard? And he killed Larry Davis? What? Let that man go. You had Mayor Koch happy. Mayor Koch said, Mayor Koch, that old ass dude, that nigga wasn't mayor since the 80s. He came back, cause that's the era. That's the Larry Davis era. He came out, he's like, yeah. Glad they took care of that guy. Mayor Koch said that about Blue Boy. About a criminal. A politician bigging up a criminal. When have you ever heard that? When have you ever heard that in history? Haven't heard it. You heard? So, he got his get out of jail free card. Cause I was up north. When you go to them boards, dudes getting hit with 2, especially with dudes with records like Blue Boy. You know what I'm saying? Or you got records of it stabbing niggas, getting caught with weapons, gang activity. You heard? Like, come on, man. Let's be for real. They look at all that at the board. They look at all of that at the board. But like I told you, he got to get out of jail free card because he killed Larry Davis. And I'm not saying that he killed Larry Davis for the police. No, he killed Larry Davis for himself. Blue Boy's a clout chasing dude, man. Big Blue Boy is one of them big clout chasers, as you can see. You heard? So now he come home. He get the red carpet. He get the red carpet. Everybody is so happy to welcome this guy home because he killed Larry Davis. Then he had a better start than a lot of dudes I know. As soon as he came home, Bobby Shmurda gave him $10,000. Probably gave him more than that, but just said that for the books. Roddy Rebel and him probably gave him some money. You know what I'm saying? They said the dude Dave East got the dude on the Vlad TV. Got the dude the Vlad interview. The dude Big Baby gave him a job in his dispensary as security, and when Vlad asked Big Baby about him, he was like, yeah, man, got the big Blue Boy. You heard? Unstoppable Blue Boy. Killed Larry Davis. Y'all niggas know what it is. Blue Boy go keep everybody in check. Oh yeah? Blue Boy gonna keep everybody in check? He couldn't keep everybody in check on this one. Now I heard what happened with him, you know what I'm saying? But I won't spit it. You know what I'm saying? I keep it to myself. But when I hear people on the internet say what happened, I know that they capping because that's not what happened. And I haven't heard yet on the internet of the real story of what happened. And I heard the real story from sources. That's why I'm not going to disrespect the guy Blue Boy or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Cause this is not about disrespecting him. You heard? I'm not trying to disrespect him. You heard? A lot of people, like I told you, when you talk about certain people, when you talk about, it's like they're trying to put this dude Blue Boy as a dude that nobody can't talk about. You know what I'm saying? Man, I don't care who he is, man. I'll talk about him if I want to, man. He a regular human being, you heard? You know what I'm saying? Regular human being. That's what it is about prison. Dudes in prison, they be thinking everybody's scared of them, and you heard, because they be having dudes in check. You know what I'm saying? Nah, B. You ain't got me in check. I can say what the hell I want to talk about. You heard? And I can talk about whoever I want to talk about. You heard? Yeah, big. Dude, Big Baby, dude, was glorifying Blue Boy working for him, and Blue Boy being a killer. You know what I'm saying? A known killer at that. That got on Vlad TV and openly said, yeah, man, I killed Larry Davis like this. I never liked him, this and that and this and that and this, that and that. You know what I'm saying? Now, a lot of people looked at that like, yeah, that was a dope interview, this and that and this. I ain't look at it that like it was a dope interview. I looked at it like, who does that? You know what I'm saying? Like, you took it, you came out here, not only did you kill that man, you heard? You out here, you took that man's story. You know what I'm saying? You took that man's story. You heard? And you would have never been on Mike Tyson. You would have never been on Vlad TV. You would have never been on nowhere if you ain't killed Larry Davis. And everybody know that. And if Larry Davis would have ever been made it to come out here in the street, he would have been doing all those interviews and more. Because his story was the story. And when you killed Larry Davis, you suppressed his story. And that's why the public, which is the government and law enforcement and a whole bunch of other people, they're so happy that you killed Larry Davis, and they're bigging you up. They're helping you get bigged up because you suppressed Larry Davis' story of shooting them cops and getting away with it. You know what I'm saying? And you stopped Larry Davis from getting his freedom, B. So when it comes down to Larry Davis versus Blue Boy is no match to Larry Davis. You know what I'm saying? Larry Davis was a gangster in the street, and he showed the world his survival skills when it came down to them police. And back in the days, we dealing with police like Crazy Joe and them. You understand what I'm saying? This is before the RoboCops and all these, the Tanko and Cash and all these other police dudes. You understand what I'm saying? Niggas came up with Crazy Joe. Crazy Joe. You heard? That nigga kicked my mom's in the stomach, B. You heard? While she was pregnant. Crazy Joe. 44th Precinct. You heard? That nigga was a terror. You heard? And he used to work at Yankee. You heard? Petty ass nigga. You heard? So I'm telling y'all, it ain't no comparison with Larry Davis and Blue Boy. The only thing is, Blue Boy just took Larry Davis' life and took his legacy. You heard? And people was happy to give that legacy away because what Larry Davis was known for. You heard? Now, in no way, shape, or form am I saluting anybody that's out there shooting at cops, committing crimes, killing people, shooting people, stabbing people, hurting people at all. I outgrew all of that. When I was younger, I used to think that was it. That was being a cool dude. A dude catch a body, he was official. A dude stab a nigga, blow a nigga, do some crazy shit, he was official. I don't think like that no more. You heard? Right now, I'm just reporting it for what it is, uncut and unraw. You heard? L Famous. You heard? You know what I'm saying? So, this dude, Blue Boy, he back in jail. You heard? And like I said, I heard what he was back in jail for, and it's ugly. You heard? But I ain't gonna even talk about it, cause you know what I'm saying? I don't gotta kick a man when he down. You heard? I'm just keeping it real. You heard? So in my books, Larry Davis versus Blue Boy, even though Blue Boy took his life, Larry Davis still won. You heard? Because he had to take Larry Davis' life to have his own life. You heard? I'm just keeping it real.